on.
Yeah.
Senator, we've got to leave it there. Appreciate it. Good to see you. We'll continue this conversation. Want to go from a former Republican senator to a former Democratic senator now and keeping it on 2024. As we head into debate season, that first GOP debate, as we've been saying, happens next Wednesday. For more, let's welcome in former Connecticut senator and author of The Centrist Solution, Joe Lieberman. Senator, good morning. Great to have you on.
Good morning, Rob. Great to be with you. Great to follow my good friend and former colleague, Rick Santorum.
Yes, absolutely. It's nice having you both back to back this morning. Senator, so you were, and I'm fascinated by this, you were almost on the ticket with John McCain in 2008. Yeah. McCain and you were very close. McCain wanted this. It was really his team that talked him out of it. But is there a chance that we see a true bipartisan ticket in 2024? Maybe a Trump-Kennedy ticket if Trump's the nominee?
Wow, that's interesting. So I was going to answer in another direction. Of course, that's possible, although my guess is that if Donald Trump is the nominee, that he'll pick one of the other candidates for president who looks best to him as a running mate, by that time having gone through the primaries. I'm a co-chair and a founder of a group called No Labels, which was started about 13 years ago, and the aim was to try to end all the rigid partisanship in Washington, get Republicans and Democrats, liberals and conservatives not changing what they believe, but coming to the center and trying to negotiate, compromise, get things done. And we've done pretty well at that. And I think are part of why some big legislation passed under the last two presidents, Trump and Biden. But our members really urged us to take a look at the 2024 presidential race. And right now we're working to qualify for a third line on the ballot in all 50 states. We just went over 10. We're making real progress. We're calling it an insurance policy project because we're not sure we're going to use it until we see where we are next year. But right now, we've got a situation where a lot of our members, and I think a lot of people in the country, feel that if either, it looks like both parties are going to nominate Presidents Trump and Biden again, and that a lot of people in the country feel left out by that choice and don't feel things are going to change much. It's just going to continue to be partisan. And amazingly, a poll came out again the last couple of days, 75% of the people would like for Joe Biden not to be running again, and 69% say the same thing about President Trump. So, you know, we might just see an opportunity to do something positive and put our own bipartisan ticket up and try to give people a reason, as Rick said, not to vote against the other guy, but to vote for a ticket that they feel really can change America, unify us, and solve some of our problems.
Senator, I want to ask you about No Labels. So we remember what Ross Perot did to most say George H.W. Bush back in 1992, but then again in 1996 as well. We might not have ever had a President Clinton were it not for Ross Perot, who got something like 19+% of the vote in 92. No Labels right now. A lot of buzz around Joe Manchin in West Virginia and Jon Huntsman as well, former ambassador, former governor out in Utah. Who's your candidate if you guys do decide to do this?
Well, we don't have a candidate yet, or candidates. I mean, there's some names around, the ones you mentioned, Joe Manchin, Jon Huntsman, Larry Hogan, a former governor of Maryland, a Republican, who worked well across party lines. Right now, we're really focused on qualifying for the ballots. We put out a common sense sort of bipartisan platform about a month and a half ago called the Common Sense Agenda. And we're going to form a committee to start looking at possible nominees in the fall. But we're not going to really decide this until sometime next year, like March. Right now, we have a convention, a bipartisan nominating convention scheduled for Dallas, Texas, in the middle of April. But I've never seen the feeling toward the two parties so negative. I mean, on a recent poll, almost 50% of the American people said they call themselves independents now, which is the highest it's ever been. And maybe this is an opportunity
Just quickly, Senator, because we're out of time, just about 10 seconds. You know, the prevailing narrative is that if you do run a no labels candidate, that's not going to hurt the Republican. That's going to hurt somebody from your own party named Joe Biden. Just 10 seconds. How do you respond?
Well, we don't know. I mean, we've said we don't want to be spoilers, but Ross Perot actually got Bill Clinton to fight for the balanced budget amendment. I think it passed, and the balanced budget, thanks to Newt Gingrich and Bill Clinton, actually the government ran a surplus for 3 years.
Okay.
So if that's what results from us running a ticket, something like that, border security, that's not bad.
Senator, thanks so much for being with us. Enjoyed the conversation. Thank you.
I did too. Have a good day.
You too.